Hello, my name is Emily and welcome to my video. I would love to introduce you to the culture of the Etruscans. And in today's video, we'll be looking at the role of Etruscan women because women. Okay, let's go. But first of all, who are the Etruscan people? Well, let's briefly find out. The Etruscan civilization grew in central Italy between the 8th and the 3rd century BCE. They geographically spread from the Tiber River in the south to parts of the Po Valley in the north. The major Etruscan cities are Salvitre, Chelsea, Populonia, Tarquinia, Vertulonia, Veii, and Volchi. In terms of art, Etruscan was somewhat influenced by the Greeks, especially architecture, and Etruscan was also a huge influence for later art of the Romans as well. However, there are no literature evidence of the Etruscan civilization. Therefore, the sources of Etruscan civilization come from the Greek and Roman documents, as well as their surviving artworks. During this time, even though the Etruscan civilization and Greek civilization were being around at the same era, Etruscan women were a shock to the Greeks because the woman's role and women's rights in the two societies were absolutely opposite from each other. In ancient Greek society, Greek women had no political rights and were controlled by men at nearly every stages of their life. Their duties were to bear children and to take care of their house chores. Married women spend their whole life staying at home, raising children, weaving, spinning, and sewing for their families. Yet at the same time, the Etruscan women were enjoying their rights and their privileges. Let's look at this Etruscan sarcophagus. This is one of the most obvious evidence of the difference between women's rights or women's status in Etruscan and Greek funerary. The sarcophagus was found in the Servitory, Italy. This sarcophagus depicts a couple reclining as they participate in a funerary banquet. We can compare these two artwork. The one on top is a painting in the Tomb of Divers. You can see that the figures that reclining in the banquet were all men, which is direct opposite from the Etruscan funerary scenario. While the Etruscan sarcophagus is a couple reclining with each other, which shows the intimacy. Besides, in Roman culture and Greek culture, women had no name of their own. They were known as their father's daughters or their husband's wife. Etruscan women had their own names, and funerary inscriptions gave evidence to that. This proves that Etruscan women held a high status in their society. Another evidence that shows women's status are paintings of rituals inside the tombs. Here we have a painting in the Tomb of the Leopards, which depict women participating and having fun at the banquets, which seem to never happen in Greek cultures. Even though the Etruscan drinking parties and banquet etiquettes were taken from Greek habits, there's a huge difference. In Greek culture, the only females that attended in banquets were courtesans, not wives. The wives were not supposed to drink or dine with other men rather than their fathers, brothers, and husbands. However, Etruscan women ate with their husband, with any man they wanted to, and toasted to any man they wanted to toast to in parties. In Greek culture, women, even though women were welcome to a party, but they were not invited. Yet in Etruscan culture, women actively participate in the parties. Besides, Etruscan women could inherit properties and even keep their own surnames. Look at all this evidence. We can say that public engagement of Etruscan women were way ahead of the world. And that's it for today's video. Thank you for listening.